So I've had this meme for years. I think that should be 3 years now. And I've always thought it was the encapsulation of of what it means to have a degree. I'm a writer, or I'm trying to be, and I've had such a weird experience with writing. I'm a writer, an artist, a fashion designer. Needed to define myself because I do so many things. It's always hard to answer the question, what do you do? And I always lead with writing first because I it honestly comes from a guilty it comes from a guilty place. I tell myself I'm a writer first because I feel like I am a writer first. I've always been a writer before I was an artist, before I even thought about doing fashion design or even taking it seriously. Writing was my first introduction to storytelling. It was my first introduction to artistry. I've been writing since I was 6, 7, and I always loved telling stories. I would write stories. It would drive my mom crazy because we had all these papers flying about. She's a Virgo. And when I was 15, I think I reached I would call that year my novelist peak. I I wanted to be a novelist so bad. My auntie would call me 𝖕𝖎𝖎, and I would call myself a Shakespearean because writing stories is my everything. And I went to school for mass communication, and I would say I majored in journalism because I attended all journalism classes. I did not care about the other branches of communication like PR, advertising, and broadcasting. I cared about writing. I wanted to write. And yeah, I got into journalism.
Are you sad? I love myself, but I don't like the way I am.
It almost feels like journalism as a profession is bleeding into content writing in this what do I call it, the fields you go to school to practice for, especially if you are in the arts. I mean, if you're in the science, your work is rigid. I also think one of the reasons why writing is really hard for me was after I left school, I started doing ghostwriting. Oh my god, I did ghostwriting for 2 years. Um, Ghostwriting is honestly one of the ways to get like big money as a writer. But I lost a lot of a sense of myself as a ghostwriter because I was basically cosplaying to be a kind of writer that I wasn't. And prior to then, I had written 2 novels. Oh my god, I tell people not to buy them now. I feel like people read them out of spite because I make such a big deal about don't buy this book. This is a silly book I wrote when I was 19 thereabout, and people still buy them. It's available in my shop if you want to read them out of spite. But after my second book, I started ghostwriting. That was when I started taking ghostwriting seriously, and it felt like I had lost a lot of my writing in these other authors' voices. If you're a ghostwriter, please write, continue writing for yourself, even though it's journaling. I think one of the writing advice I would give people is to actually keep a journal. Write about things, even if it's just little diary entries. it's really lovely so you don't lose yourself. I decided I didn't want to do ghostwriting anymore because it didn't make me happy. I love my words so much. Sometimes I would write. I remember one day I was writing this fiction, and I created. Writing is kind of like art. It's like every word is color, every word is color, every the way you kind of like put words together, it's kind of like you're making hearts, like you're stringing different kind of beads to create a necklace or something. And I'd created this string of beads in this fiction that I really liked. I really liked how I put these words together, and it felt so crazy that I couldn't um claim it as my own. I mean, I could have maybe like rewrote it, but that seemed petty to me at the time. So I just gave those words away. And my words are like my children because I've been writing for so long. I know writing more than I know art. I know writing more than I know fashion design. And I gave those words away, and it made me feel very sad. And so I was like, yeah, since I'm not doing ghostwriting anymore, I would have this vigor to dive into writing for myself. That was when I got the worst writer's block of my life. I've never had a writer's block that's hard during that period of time. It felt so stupid. Like, why do you not? Why can't you write? What the fuck is happening? With writing, I would say my writing is in different phases or different genres. Um, I want to do creative writing, which is I want to write a novel. I want to be a novelist. The other part of it is I also want to be a journalist. I've wanted to write for Cosmopolitan the longest time. I'm obsessed with Cosmopolitan, and I'm obsessed with their current editor in chief, Willa Bennett. I try to write many stories. I recently published one of the stories I wrote in my monthly. I have an Heart Month membership club in my shop. February, you can get February Club Tilapia if you are interested in reading one of the stories I wrote. And I it felt like I was cosplaying to be someone. Stop. There were so many stories that came and gone, and it just felt like I couldn't be a writer anymore. And I kept thinking to my year of being a novelist, which is who I was at 15. I remember I wrote three thick novels, oh my god, in 1 year. And it was like, I know I can do this thing. Why is this not happening to me right now? So I guess I'm trying to be a writer, but even though I feel like I am a writer, but recently writing feels like something I have to learn again. I tell myself I'm not allowed to compare myself to my 15-year-old anymore, even though I'm so jealous of how easy writing was for her. But after the writing block, not after, during the writing block, I continued trying to write novels. It wasn't really working for me. So then I switched to throwing all I had into journalism. I love print media, I love publications. I started when I was this is a lot of years. Oh my god. Well, when I was really young, I can't remember what age, I started a blog, a Facebook, not really a Facebook, yeah, a Facebook blog. Is that what it is called? A Facebook page? I can't remember. And it was this pop culture stuff where I wrote a lot about pop culture. I remember writing about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West divorce. Was it their divorce? Offset and Cardi B, one of their first divorce years. I wrote about books. I wrote about music. I remember writing about what's this singer's name? I think she has red hair. She's British. I can't remember. I remember writing about one altercation she had at a fine dining restaurant. My memory is quite vivid. It's like I'm reliving that version of myself. And when I went to uni, I created another magazine that was called, I called it Fans Not Critics, the one I wrote on Facebook. And this one I called it Bourgeoisie magazine, and I created it with a couple of my friends. I was kind of like stringing the magazine along with other craziness, and I did that in my first year. I think my first year of uni, I was doing a lot of things that did not work because of how busy I was. So I closed the magazine. I reopened another magazine with my friend, and that was the last year of my uni program, and that also did not go well because it felt like I was trying to be someone I wasn't. My plan was to mimic the editorial tone of Vogue. So it was so weird for me because I'm like, I'm literally just regurgitating what guys are saying. Like, everyone has seen the Met Gala. Everyone has seen all the pictures of Met Galas in all these big publications that are way bigger than mine, and they have industry influence. So even if I'm posting about it in this fairly new magazine, like, it's obviously not going to get attraction because I am just saying what all these guys have said. So I kind of just closed the magazine because of that. I took like a couple of months break, I think a month break, and I discovered Substack. I do not like the editorial tone of Vogue. I think I'm going to do the alternative. And I was mimicking, or I was trying to um mold the magazine. I created a Substack, the does and it. I was trying to mold the Substack to kind of be like dazed ID, paper, interview mag. I was trying to make it into that kind of indie alternative magazines, and I got bored. I got bored. This is not the kind of journalism I wanted to do. I was still having writer's block. I couldn't write any novels even till that point in time. But around this time, because I couldn't write novels, I started writing essays. And I was writing, because I came from a journalism background, I was writing essays like they were research papers. I was writing essays like they were research papers. Essays felt so daunting to me. It wasn't just something I could write, and I loved writing essays because I don't know how to write a short story. Yeah, I do not know how to write a short story. I got bored of the dozen noon, and I decided I was going to create something. I was gonna see what kind of journalism I can contribute into the industry. Where is my place? Because I know I want to have a publication. I know I want to have a print um of my own. As an artist, I also even love making zines. I love writing comics. I My biggest dream is to write a graphic novel one day. Another reason why I'm trying to be a writer is because of how hard it is to sometimes split myself into, or split my creative energy into many different things. So I can't give 100% to writing because I am 100% myself. So I have to give 20% to writing, 30% to art, 20% to fashion design, and leave 30% for, I don't know, miscellaneous. I created this new, I don't want to call it a magazine because I don't see it as a magazine. I created this as a community called Third People. I'm still working on it, but it's a lot because I am the only one. I also have a fashion brand called Sunny County where I make upcycled pieces. I design lovely, whimsical, princessy, colorful, fantastical stuff. And it's hard running my third people account and running Sunny County account. I also have an art account, Lubocini, and I have a personal account called Dream Girl Delinquent. And that account, I created it because I wanted to focus on my personal growth, because I thought I was giving so much of myself into my art. I needed a new account to express myself away from my art, an account that can also focus, that can also feature my writing. Because if this is my art account, I felt like people saw me as an artist, the algorithm saw me as an artist, and I needed a different account to explore who I am. I know I'm a writer. I know I love fashion. I want to be a fashion editor. I want to be a fashion writer. I want to be a culture writer. I want to be a lifestyle writer. I also want to have a say in all this conversation. So that just means my creative energy is always depleted. But recently this year I read one book. I mean, I'm not done reading it. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot I'm not done with this book. But I discovered this book, and this book literally changed my life. And the book is Black Friend by Ziwe. Oh my god, that really stuck with me when I read Ziwe work. Her work was so lovely, and I do respect her as a writer. Sometimes you forget writing is basically um words that you speak and you put that into writing in a somewhat creative manner. So our writing felt like she was staying in the room with me and just telling me about things. It felt like we were having a discussion about racial politics together. And I really love that. I really love that. I never thought writing or publishing a book could be so intimate, could be something that looked like you had written in your notepad of your phone or something like that. That really shifted what I thought writing was. And I also started seeing different kind of books. I did not finish this book. I found this book called The Ethical Slot, and I was like, oh wow, so you could just write about this. Came across a different book, one of my favorite book. The what is it called? The Memory of Collecting Things. Is that what it is called? Literally, that book was just about um art and craft. I never knew publishing could be so easy. I came across this book, Jokes to Offend Men, and it was just literally jokes with illustrations. I never knew it could be something so easy. So I created I created another Substack account, and I gave a rule for myself that I was going to be writing every month. And for me to write every month, I guess I would just create an art membership club. That is current 2026 this year. One the perks I give, you get one essay every month, one comic, and calendar printables. So this motivated me to write essays every month. I really rediscovered my love for writing through writing essays. And with my Substack, think I'm going to um start writing my thoughts to kind of deconstruct what should I call it, the helveticalness of writing. I want to be more Comic Sans. I don't know if you catch my drift, but it's been fun. I recently wrote an essay about the Olivia Rodrigo because I love music so much. I love music, and I just want to write my thoughts about music, my thoughts on pop culture. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm also trying to write the next great Nigerian novel. I'm trying to be a writer and it's turning out well. So every time I think about writing and how much it means to me, I tell myself, you honestly have to write. But I do understand if anyone can relate to this and if you feel any kind of pressure um about your writing or how your writing is or how it's going to turn out, because I feel like currently the art is one of the most performative, should I say, genre of occupation right now. I feel like it's become so performative to be a writer or to be an artist, and I would love to get published one of these days. But even the publishing, especially if you want to publish the traditional way, it's getting weird because publishers want you to have a following so the book doesn't flop. So being a writer in 2026 is a funny endeavor, but I'm always going to keep on writing. And okay, thank you so much for listening. I think I'm going to end the video here because I don't really have anything to say anymore. Are you a writer? Do you love writing? Are you struggling with writer's block? What is your style of writing? What tone do you write in? What's your favorite poetry? Who are your favorite writers? Let me know. And I guess this is it. Bye.
Yeah, for your freelance jobs. I'm a graduate already, so I write, and I like expensive things, so I need money. So this is a plea for help. I can't open a GoFundMe, so give me jobs.